Alright guys, what is up and welcome to the Emerge Elite podcast. This is Emily, blessing your ears once again. Episode, I think we're on 5 now, if I could keep an eye on it. Anyway, so basically this podcast wasn't meant to happen. This is totally fly off the cuff. Very much something that I like to do very often. So it was bank holiday weekend, and yesterday on the Monday I was at Thorpe Park. Me and Sorrel decided to go to Thorpe Park. I'd been working quite a bit throughout the weekend trying to get some content done for one of my clients, and because we've got big things coming. And I was like, I wouldn't mind just like a morning to do kind of something else. And we were like, we've got annual passes to Thorpe Park. So we were like, yeah, we're going to go to Thorpe Park. Anyway, getting to the point. We were stood in line for a ride, and there was this kid and his mum behind us. And there was another family to the right of us in the fast track lane. And obviously they got to go first. And because they got to go first, I think it put us back. So we had to wait a little bit longer, which, to be honest, well, an extra 5 minutes waiting. And he was turning around to his mum as these kids and stuff were going in front of him, essentially. And he was like, oh, look at those people flashing their cash around, fuck them for being rich. And it made me stand there, and I looked at Sorrel, and Sorrel was like, she knew that, I'd taken notice out of it. And it was just the way that I thought that, that they don't have to be rich, if you think about it. I think a family fast pass ticket thing is maybe 210 quid. And maybe that is the first time they've ever gone to a theme park. There's so many different variations that can come from that. And it was just the way this kid was blaming this family for being rich. And you have a bit of time to think when you're stood in a queue at Thorpe Park. If you're waiting half an hour to get onto a ride, you have some time to think. And the funny thing was, I actually started thinking that kid is being angry at someone else because they have money. And he doesn't, because he's not in that similar position. His mum can't take him into the fast pass track. Maybe not. Maybe she could. We don't know. I don't know these people's situation. And he was obviously getting angry. And we have been taught this. Depending on how you grew up, some people have been taught this. If you've been brought up in a not so fortunate circumstance or anything, and money was tight, believe me, I know. I grew up in one of those environments. Sometimes you get taught that money isn't everything. And, these, the rich people like to flaunt it and stuff like that. But now, as who I am today and what I'm doing today, yeah, if I've got the money, I'm going to fucking spend it, And I was sat there, and I was kind of like, that could be me and Sorrel. I mean, we don't, because it's not really much of a point, and we've got annual passes, and normally we're in there by 10 and we're out of there by 1 o'clock. We go in, we go on a few rides, and we leave, and it's £7 parking. It's a cheap morning out for two people who love roller coasters. But I do remember, especially growing up in my hometown, essentially, is that you were either incredibly egotistical or up your own arse or whatever if you ever showed that you had money. And I think it's a really wrong mentality to put people into, because then they start thinking negative about making money. Making money at the end of the day is just making money. That's all it is. There's, anyone can do it. I can do it. I've been able to do something that a lot of people thought I wasn't going to be able to do. And, I'm not sitting there being like, ha ha ha, well, fuck you haters. That's not what I'm doing. But at the same time, I also have a different viewpoint on money. I love money. And I don't see why, for me, wanting to make more money in my life and be considered rich is a bad thing, regardless of whether I wanted to spend it on a 200 pair of shoes or a fast track to Thorpe Park. And I just kind of felt sorry for this kid, because I don't know if he's in that lower income environment where, you know, his mum can't give him that, because I bet you she would want to, because we all want to. The people that we love, we want to give them the best things in life. It's just what we want to do, or at least I hope that it is. But, you know, I definitely know, I've met rich people who've grown up really rich, and I see the way that they think about money. And then I am one of those people who have come from a lower income household, and everything wasn't peachy and everything wasn't amazing all the time. And I've been from that scale where if I really wanted something, I still just couldn't have it. I could never just have it. I could never just turn around to my parents and just go, look, I really like these pairs of jeans. Can I have them? I grew up in that environment. I started making my own money by the age of 12. And now I'm in a position where essentially if I want something, I can just go and get it. But then I don't have the viewpoint of what other people have. You know, like, I've been around these rich people who, especially younger people, who they don't have any appreciation for money. I have a lot of appreciation for money, but I think it's more to the point of how hard I've had to fucking work for it. You know? So I don't take it lightly. But yeah, it's just, I think we need to kind of take the stigma away from rich people and poor people, because, like, I think you could probably triple my income and I'd still be the same person. That's what I'm trying to get to, because I do feel sorry for these lower income people. And I'm not going to be like that person who's like, I feel really sorry for them because I was in their position once upon a time. It's not anything to do with that. It's just for the fact that, I don't know, someone's taught them to blame the rich people instead of figuring out how you can do it yourself. And I think that's kind of, for me, that was a turning point in my life. Instead of blaming people for the fact that I wasn't rich, it kind of gave me a bit of a kick up at the arse. You know, like, I started working harder than other people, harder than anyone else, and saw where that went for me. And it's worked. It's not been easy. It's difficult. But I don't know. I just sat there and I was like, this is why this one's a bit fly off the cuff. Sorry if it doesn't really make that much sense or anything. But literally this happened yesterday and I haven't been able to get it, like, out of my brain since. It's just, it's just people's mentality towards it, especially towards money. People have a very, very particular way of thinking about money. Either they don't care because they have a lot of it, or they have none of it and they don't care. Like, this is another amazing thing. I'm totally going off script now. If there was ever a script in my life, there never is a script. Like, some people have no money at all in the world and they're the happiest people, and that's incredible, and I love that. But I'm also one of those people. If I didn't have a lot in this world, I'd still be happy. You know, I'm quite humble in that fact. But then at the same point, I'm not gonna bum myself down because I do have money. So if I want to go on holiday, I can go on holiday. If I, it's nice. But yeah, I'm going to leave it on that because it's like nearly 10 minutes into this and it was just basically me having a little rant and stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think, please. And thank you if you've made it this far in the podcast, because it's one of those things I want to know other people's mentality, like, because as I said, like, how different varieties I've been on in my life in the whole 27 years I've been here. I've been on different ends of the scale, and I would just like to know how other people think about how what do you think about money? What do you think about rich people? Yeah, hit me up. Have a great day. Have a great day. That's what I was trying to say. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. keep your head up, keep grinding. It's all good. It's all good.